All right, we are back answering your summer food and grilling safety questions with Al Romano from GTCC. All right, this one made me laugh, Al. This person says, how many people should be standing at the grill at the same time?
You know, the old saying, how many chefs spoil the soup? Um, I would, really one should be doing it because you get a chance of burning yourself. You know, you could have another person watching or helping, maybe holding the tray or something, taking the meat off. But I wouldn't do more than one, really, two to most. Because, yeah, you definitely could burn yourself pretty easy. It's happened.
I'm sure.
That actually happened with me before.
Okay, gotcha. Too many people crowding, right? You need some elbow room there.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
this person's asking, does the char marks on hot dogs actually improve the taste?
It all depends on how do you like it. Do you like the hot dogs? You know, it always gives that, like that grilled taste. The grilled taste always tastes better a lot of times. Personally, on a hot dog, I like, like a New York City dirty water dog. That's my favorite, so there's no marks on it. But yeah, if you like it, like on a barbecue, I'd like that too. So yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So this next question is about hamburgers. So they're saying, how do you keep your hamburgers from flaring up and getting burned? I grill with a regular grill, match like charcoal. I always have trouble with it flaming up and burning my burgers. What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing nothing wrong. It's probably the meat itself. Maybe go to a leaner beef because the fat what makes it flare up. That's what usually does. The fat will come down on the coals and that's what makes it flare up. Or if you're pressing down on the burgers, that's another thing too, because it's the juices which are making it flare up. And
okay,
that's
but
fat
then that makes me question, because they always say you should have a little fat in your burger. So what's the right ratio?
I like 80% lean, 20% fat, but like a lot of places will do 70-30, or if you want to be real lean, 90-10. So.
Okay. All right. So
80-20 is probably the best, I'd say.
Okay. This person's asking, which thermometers are most accurate? Are they dial thermometers or digital? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. You got to calibrate them. I mean, I'm old school. I like the old kind. Digitals work great. The infrared, I wouldn't try. That's just the surface. If you do an infrared thermometer, so you want a penetrating thermometer, like something that goes into the meat, so not something on the surface.
Yeah, because you actually have to stick it into the meat for sure. It can't just read it on the surface.
Right, because you want internal temperature, not external.
Okay, so let's get back to the charcoal. You have a secret for when charcoal does not want to light and it gets stubborn. So what is that secret?
You can put sugar right on it. Drop some sugar, regular sugar. Because if you ever did a marinade with chicken or meat or something, and you put sugar in it, it burns up. So you don't want to put sugar in your marinade or your food, because it'll burn up really quick. So you put it on the coals, that's where you want it to burn. If you can't get it started, it'll go on fire real quick. So.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, be careful with that then. All right.
Yeah, don't use gasoline either.
No gasoline, but use a little bit of sugar. Okay. This person's asking, do you put the barbecue on chicken before you grill it or after you grill it, the sauce?
I'm sorry.
Do you put the barbecue sauce on the chicken before you grill it or after you grill it?
You want it towards the end. If you put it on the beginning, there's a perfect example, because barbecue sauce has a lot of sugar in it. You put it on in the beginning, it'll burn up. You got to really, really slow cook it if you put it on in the beginning. I let it go about 3/4 of the way, then finish it with the barbecue sauce, and that way it won't burn up on you.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
You still get that taste. Yep.
All right, this person is grilling something I've never thought about grilling. They said, what's the best way for lobster tails on the grill?
It's hard to, you could grill them because your heat's coming from the bottom. I would just put them on a skillet or on something and just close it up. And I've done it that way before too. You could take it out of the tail, the shell itself, and throw it right on the grill and just cook it like a piece of fish. But you got to be real careful not to overcook it, because overcooking lobster, it only takes a couple of minutes and it gets really rubbery if you overcook it.
Yeah, super chewy. Okay. This question is, should you be washing your chicken before you cook it?
See, a lot of people say, no, don't wash it, because the reason being, people, when they wash it in their sinks, it splatters, all the chicken juice splatters all over the place and it gets on everything. And that's the reason why they say don't wash it. I always rinse my chicken because a lot of times if it's cryovac or vacuum sealed or something, when you get it, you open it up and kind of smells a little bit, and that's usually the blood of the chicken, and you want to rinse that off. I always do.
So how do you
but
do it
just
safely?
Just take it out of the package, put it in the sink. Don't turn the water on full blast. Just nice and slow. Or you could take it and put it in a bowl and just rinse it that way.
That way it's not splashing up all over your sink and
Correct.
everything else.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
wanted to know, should beef be rinsed as well?
If it has an odor, yes. If it has an odor, definitely. Because a lot of times, like I said, they cryovac they vacuum seal the beef, and it's this, when you open it, you get a little pungent odor, and the best way to get rid of that odor is just rinsing it. A lot of times, like with chicken, chicken normally can last 7 days, fresh chicken. And what I do, you can put it in a salt water brine, and the salt water draws out all the impurities of the chicken for poultry. Now, I wouldn't recommend that for meat because it will cure the meat, beef. But for chicken, yeah, definitely do something like that, and that's fine.
Okay. All right. We are continuing to take your questions. We got a whole bunch in here. You can get yours in there too. 336-379-5775. We'll be right back.